groundbreaking period drama Bridgerton hit our screens in 2020. I know. The show, based on author Julia Quinn's Our Friend popular book series, quickly became one of Netflix's most streamed originals in history, with almost 950 million hours, including the 900 million I watched last year alone. And while fans eagerly await season 3, which is now wrapped filming, they have something else to get excited about, a highly anticipated prequel. It's called Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton Story. It's set in the 18th century and shares how the show's scheming Queen Charlotte became one of the most powerful women in England. It also includes a younger version of another fan favorite, including the Queen's trusted confidant, Lady Danbury, who is played in the prequel by my next guest, Arsema Thomas. Take a look.
You are honored to be Lord and Lady Danbury now. All the members of the Ton must be titled.
The Ton, Your Royal Highness.
It is time we were united as a society, is it not? Ah, Lord and Lady Smythe-Smith.
Lord Danbury. Imagine.
I am imagining.
Woo! Sam, please welcome Arsema Thomas! Look at you! Oh my God! Everybody's talking about you. Everybody. You have entered this Bridgerton universe. Were you prepared, or did you really fully understand what you were getting into?
No. I had no idea. I was in a unique situation because I had never watched the show when I auditioned. Yeah.
So when you go into an audition like this huge show, Shondaland, do you admit to them that you've never watched the show?
You know, my agents definitely were cautious with the way that I was going to be entering into that meeting, but I was honest, even with the fact that I'm not British. And so they were like, it's a lot of surprises, and I think maybe that's what made me endearing to them.
Well, I think what gave you a pass for not having seen any of the episodes, you graduated from Carnegie Mellon University and Yale. And while we were all watching Bridgerton, you'd studied biophysics, health policy, and epidemiology.
Yes.
My mind exploded literally when I read that. You might be the smartest person I've ever met in my life.
Oh my God, thank you.
What made you gravitate from that very different world into acting?
I mean, I think acting had always been this common thread that made me happy in a way that nothing else would. You know, I moved around a lot growing up, and so my imagination and what I could think in my mind was my happy place and the only constant that I could kind of have control over. But this industry is not that forgiving to Black women. And so my parents were scared for me to kind of go into this as a full-on professional choice. So they were like, just try and get something that will at least be a safety net for you. Yeah.
I have to tell you, because I'm thinking about your parents, because you spent time working as an associate in the United Nations Population Fund.
Yes.
Now, exactly.
Yeah.
So you then go to your mother.
Yes.
And you say, Carnegie Mellon University, Yale. You say, Mom, biophysics. I have to look at my notes because you have so many things. Biophysics, health policy, epidemiology, which I still had to Google 4 times. And associate in the United Nations Population Fund. And Mom, I'd like to change to acting. I love your parents, but I love your mom because do you know how many parents would have locked the door and not let, at any age, you could have been 40, they'd be like, you're not going anywhere.
It's funny because I knew that would probably be the sentiment. So I I did it and I didn't tell her. I had like just graduated with my master's and I packed all my bags very quietly. I canceled my lease and I moved to Paris and started studying acting in French and English. And she called me one day, she's like, Arsema, where are you? And I'm like, I'm in Paris. And she's like, Paris, Texas? And I was like, France.
You're like, I'm in France.
Yeah. And I was like, I want to do this acting thing. I think I can actually do it.
You acted like you were in the United States and you were in Paris, so you had a good start.
I had to fabricate the time zone difference. Wow. It was a lot.
So then you have taken this role by storm, even without a lot of experience, because you have worked hard, absolutely, at your craft. But to some people, you're just fresh on the scene.
Yeah.
They've fallen in love with Lady Danbury, the adult version. Now here you are, you're bringing a new texture to her. How do you describe the young version of her versus the older version that we got to know, the adult version, I should say?
You know, I think she's so different because you see her at the beginning of a journey that results with Adjua's Lady Danbury.
Yeah.
You know, you recognize, because this is a powerhouse of a woman. Was she born that way?
Right.
You know, has she always been that way? And to see that, you know, strong women are not born that way, but they're made that way.
Yes,
I think
it's true.
It was so impactful.
That's why I love this version. We have another clip. Let's take a look.
The palace. That is the surprise. You have been invited to the royal wedding.
Coral, have you gone mad?
It is true. An invitation has arrived for you both. I've already called for the modiste. She's on her way over. She cannot make a new gown before tonight, but she...
No, you are mistaken. Our side and their side do not mix, ever.
I mean, we have been talking about good vibes and a vibe, and to the point when you walked out, you are a whole vibe. Everything about you is this vibe. When you hear the phrase a vibe, what comes to mind for you?
You can't even say it, but you can feel the hair on your arms stand up when you know it's there. I think there's so many times that we try and put feelings like that and emotions like that into words when they don't really need to be into language. You can just
feel it.
Exactly.
Just let it be.
Yeah.
Well, you are brilliant in this. We are so happy you came by. Congratulations. You are a whole vibe. Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton Story streaming on Netflix now. Arsema, thank you so much. Congratulations on everything. We'll be watching. I know a lot more to come. Don't forget about it.